Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. It has been one hell of a week. Um, I can't remember if Hulk Hogan passed away on Wednesday or if it was Thursday, but just being the wrestling guy in this life, in my work life, my family life. I've had to talk about Hulk just a lot this week. We went out to the river on Saturday. Then my truck ended up breaking down, which ended up trying to get it fixed, which is still not fixed. Took up the rest of Saturday. I just haven't really had a lot of time to decompress and just, kind of think about the good times with Hulk. So I thought, over the next period of days, I honestly would dig deep into Hulk's catalog and just probably watch the biggest matches of his career that made him the biggest star. I'm going to start with WrestleMania 3. I really thought about WrestleMania 2. I should have watched that one today because that King Kong Bundy match in the steel cage in LA, I really haven't seen that in 100 years, probably. WrestleMania 2, I kind of look at as one of the worst WrestleManias of all time. So we're firing up WrestleMania 3, fast forwarded to the end. Bob Uecker is in the ring as, I guess, the guest commentator, bringing people down. I think her name is Melissa Hart or something close to that. They haven't put her name up on TV, but I think she was the host of Entertainment Tonight with John Tesh, growing up. It was on at 5:30 on Channel 13. I don't remember watching it, but I think I did see it like a billion times. She's in there. She's hitting the corners. WrestleMania 3 is the biggest match. It's by far not the best match. But I mean, it's crazy to think how they got to 93,000, even if you believe the number in the 70s, that Meltzer says is the true number. I don't know if they're not counting the people that parked the cars and took the tickets and sold the hot dogs, or I just don't understand how there's such a large discrepancy of people there. But they are throwing trash at Andre. They're hitting the Giant. They're hitting the Brain. Brain's coming out there in a beautiful suit. I haven't watched WrestleMania 3 since probably around the time the network came out, so I probably haven't seen it in about 10 years. But I don't know if Bobby only managed this match. I don't know if he had any Heenan family members or if he made it special by only having this one match with Andre. There's lots of stories in the back because you look at the card and you wonder why Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff was left off of the card. Still a star in WWF at the time. Some people say that it was because Andre was in such bad shape that they didn't know if he was going to be able to have the match. I think that's sort of fallen into the Hulk Hogan story of, Andre was on his deathbed and blah, blah, blah. I mean, Andre fights Hogan WrestleMania 4, double DQ. Andre's on WrestleMania 5. I think he wins the tag titles at 6 or he loses them, one or the other. 7 might be his last WrestleMania where he's just managing the Bushwhackers. I don't know why they would have hopes or need a backup plan for Andre not being there. I'm not sure what happened to Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, but I don't think Orndorff is in the company at WrestleMania 4. He's not on that show, so maybe he's just in a falling out, and it's just him leaving. But Hulk Hogan's coming out right now, blowing bananas off the place. I mean, there's nobody not standing up right now. The one thing I was looking at when he was doing his pre-match promo was his bandana. The bandana you see in a lot of figures that have come out over the last years, where Mattel has really gone bananas on the 40 years of Hulkamania since his debut in WWF. And I don't think I ever noticed the bandana that he wears at WrestleMania 3. I think it's just a cut t-shirt. And I've never put that together, where I think he just cut the Hulkamania out of a shirt. And it's the size that it goes around that he just ties it. I'm not quite sure when the bandana comes into play that they make and they start selling at the merch stand. I think it's got to be a thing at WrestleMania 5, because Savage has his own bandana at the time, but I don't know if they had it at 4 or not. But here they are in the face-off in the ring, and Hogan's a big dude, but you can tell Andre is a foot taller. They're just shaking their heads. Hogan's pretty much saying, like, we don't have to do this. The whole backstory on Andre versus Hulk is, if you go back to when Hulk Hogan debuted in WWF, he came in as Bob Backlund's help, I guess you can say, where Hogan came and did the save for Bob Backlund. A month later, he beats Iron Sheik for the WWF Championship. Andre the Giant, who pretty much is the biggest star in the WWF at the time, is the guy who goes into the locker room with Hulk to celebrate him winning the championship, and they're pouring champagne on each other's heads. Oh, God! What a mistake. Hulk punches Andre in the head twice and immediately goes for the slam. And just Andre falls over on top of him. And I think this starts the selling from Hulk from here on out. Oh, that sucked. But I mean, like, Hulk would be the guy who comes in and saves Andre the Giant when he's getting beat up by Big John Studd and King Kong Bundy on Saturday night's main event. Then the next time that they would do a Saturday night's main event, they team up against Bundy and Studd, and they're able to get the win. Do they go straight from that to, the whole setup for WrestleMania 3 revolves around Piper's Pit. On Piper's Pit is when they're granted, Hulk wins WWF Wrestler of the Year. And I think Andre wins, like, Wrestler of the Decade. And they give him these stats that he hasn't lost a match, he hasn't been pinned, blah, 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 blah. Andre comes out there, and he's looking at the size of his trophy. He's looking at the size of Hogan's trophy. And just puts his trophy down and just walks away. And just kind of disgusts. And then the next week, Jesse Ventura comes in and basically says that Andre has had a falling out with Hogan, and they're trying to build all this up. And he's like, I can bring Andre to the pit next week if you bring Hogan. Piper, who is a babyface at this time, it's right before WrestleMania 3, so he's about to have his retirement match against the guy from the flower shop. And, they get him there, and Jesse is pretty much the manager of Andre before Heenan gets there. And that's when Jesse Ventura gets into his head, and he rips Hogan's shirt and cross off, challenges him for WrestleMania 3. And Piper starts pressing him, and he says that he'll fight him at WrestleMania 3. And you just see the place just go bananas. Just people just cheering, going crazy. I promise you that I won't do this in every video. I think I'll just do it in this one right now. I know that the Peacock contract is coming up, and you don't want to. You never know what's on the other side of the fence. WWE Network was fantastic. Peacock never really seemed like it cared about WWE. I'm really surprised that still to this day the WWE has their own like button on the side to get to the WWE stuff. I'm surprised at this point they don't just like, oh, just mix it in with everything else and you'll get what you get. But the fact that they still call WrestleMania seasons instead of just changing the wording and just say WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 2, WrestleMania 3. I mean, the amount of stuff that we lost day one on Peacock from the WWE Network, you never know. I mean, just never came. It's just so like you get what you get. We'll kind of update the news shows that came along. They gave us like one Peacock special documentary a year, and that really was it. I mean, the good times of the network, man. You don't really know what you have until it's gone. Hulk's hulking up. He's going into the corner. He's coming off the ropes. Punched Andre in the head 3 times here. There we go. It's hard to get him off his feet. He's got him off the ropes. Chopping him in the corner. We're at 11 minutes. There's no way it's going to end this fast, right? Now he's working his head into the top turnbuckle. Andre's got to wake up. 10. That was at least 10 headbutts on the top turnbuckle. Oh, big boot. Hulk ramped up off the ropes. Andre picked the boot up, and Hulk ran right into it. And that's all you need is one shot from the Giant, and you're down. Man, that place. I mean, even though the lighting is on the ring and it's perfectly lit, I mean, like the fact that you just can't see the crowd that well. I mean, if I drew 93,000 people to Detroit to watch this, I got that thing lit up just as well. I mean, you want to be telling everybody that many people are there in every clip that they have. Who knew that we would be watching this 38 years later? I remember during the pandemic when there was no sports. I think it was like Fox Sports 1 was like asking WWE like to show WrestleMania 3 and like other events along the way. I think ESPN, they showed a Royal Rumble one night. Like wrestling was like, hey, we need you. Andre's got the bear hug on him. Hogan's like fighting to get those mitts off of him. He's trying to create room. He's trying to get his hands in between there. I mean, every time Andre is doing something, it's rest hold city. He's just wearing Hogan down. And like in UFC, this stuff works. But like in wrestling today, if you were to see somebody apply a bear hug, you've already changed the channel to Monday Night Football and seen like what else is going on. Hogan is praying for help here. This match here, like I haven't read Hogan's book since I got it in roughly 2002. Is probably when that thing came out, when it was published by WWF, maybe 2003. But the stories that he tells, whether it's like the old A&E documentaries of just like Andre didn't tell him what they were going to do in the ring that night. Like Vince basically said that it was up to Andre. I don't really know. Like I know that they made a belt that was Andre the Giant sized. And it sat on the desk on Primetime Wrestling for Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon to look at. He's hulking up. He's hulking up. Oh, he's hulking up. He's hulking up. He's going to work on the face. Boom! Boom! Boom. I mean, they really sold it that, Andre was going to win this thing. And this was the first time he was going after the belt. That's why the first time he was going to be champion. Oh. Another thing about Peacock, just to get it out of the way, is I'm surprised. Like, at this point, they don't have, like, a Hulk Hogan special section of matches to make it easy to get to these things. You have to go to each show you want to see, then you want to then you got to watch an ad to select that show, then to fast forward to the part you want to watch, you got to watch another ad. If you don't line it up perfectly right, then you're going to have to watch another ad. But I'm surprised they don't have. They got John Cena's retirement, steel cage matches, SummerSlam matches. But it's been some days. I mean, a Hulk Hogan special, a special column, or playlist, whatever you want to say. I mean, that's how you get the non-Today Wrestling fan to watch some of these things that have a Peacock subscription. Somebody who's only got it to watch The Office. And they're just like, hey, you know what? That'd be cool to see. Hogan is ripping up the mats, exposing the concrete floor. I don't remember this at all. I know that when you go back and watch a lot of Hogan matches, he has heel tendencies that we all cheered for, like beating up Sensational Sherry and such, but he's climbing onto Andre's head, and you can already tell he's getting flipped over. Oh, man, Hogan took a bump on the floor, and it was worse than you could think of. He held onto the top rope, and he slid himself down the apron until he hit the bottom, and it wasn't even the fall was inches. I mean, I remember the Saturday night's main event where they do the table spot. That was monumental, and people couldn't believe they did that in the WWF with him and Harley Race. And people say it ended Harley Race's career. But that right there, you see better bumps. You're going to see a better bump tonight in that Judgment Day versus LWO match, for sure, than that Hogan bump right there onto the concrete. But Hulk's really feeling it now. Andre's down, but he's getting up. Hulk's on his... Oh, no, he's on his feet. He's saying, I'm gonna do it. I'm going to do it. He's underneath. He picked him up. Boom. Jim, just so you know, Andre jumped. Boom. Leg drop. 1, 2, 3. Hulk wins. Man. See, so we're at WrestleMania 3. So you only got the couple shows a year. So after this would be SummerSlam 88. That's going to be... No, this is 87. 87. So we actually wouldn't have another big show until WrestleMania 4? That's a long time. What was it like to be a wrestling fan, like a real wrestling fan at this time? Just Saturday night's main events? Those were your pay-per-views? They only had one a year? That's nuts. But Hogan is trying to get him to come back in there. Here comes Hulk Must Pose. Andre's looking at him. If only they would have done right here what Andre did at WrestleMania 6 when he threw Bobby Heenan out of the cart. They're loading up onto the cart right here. Man. Hogan got him. Heenan's crying. They're throwing trash at the Giant. Giant's still calling Hogan out. Hogan, gave him a chance to get back into the ring, and he said, no, no, no. Jumped on that cart, but now that he's, driving away, now he's all talk. So the next time we see Andre would be the main event. That's where they do set up for WrestleMania 4 with the plastic surgery on the referee to make the twins with the Hebners. So that would be Andre beats Hogan with the fast count and then sells the belt to DiBiase, where he crowns him the new tag team champion of the world. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch it. And then they strip DiBiase after he does 2 house shows in tag matches with Bam Bam Bigelow and Hogan. And DiBiase is actually introduced as WWF champion. I don't know if that was the plan or maybe he didn't get the response at those shows. I used to have them on DVD. I probably do. I just don't know where they are. I haven't really touched those since the network came out. But, I never could just throw them away. But that sets up WrestleMania 4. He leaves to go make No Holds Barred. And then Macho Man wins the championship at 4. And that sets up them going to SummerSlam, the whole Mega Powers run. And then WrestleMania 5 with Hogan versus Macho. That's probably where we're going to go next. Is Hulk Hogan Macho Man WrestleMania 5. So, peace out, guys. I'll see you guys later. Get on down the road. Peace out. Damn good match. That's for you, Hulk.